It's a gorgeous evening, so just decided to come down to back. But today I've got a float rod with me. I'm probably freelining it, even with a braid main line. It's very difficult to detect if you're a take, and quite often you get deeply hooked fish, which is not a good idea. Anyway, some fresh worms. Let's just get casting and see how we get on. I'll just work my way down this length as usual to the weir, then fish the weir pull, which is where the car is parked. Just a little trout today. Of course, that great big thing the other day. Still, nice to catch a fish. On the float as well. concentration has got absolutely hammered on with rain, sunshine, having gone. I just that one little trout. I think the banks up there, heavy in concentration. Fatherly instruction. Oliver with a brown trout from Beedale Beck. Look at the camera and smile. You're supposed to smile when you've got a fish.
Yeah.
Well, I've just come up to middle of it. Try for a trout too, and I thought, well, while I'm here, I'll just call in at the Lebanon Glebe field, which is, I don't know, it's owned by, but certainly the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust have a lot to do with it. And what I'm looking for are green-winged orchids, or early purple orchids would be nice, but there are lots of green-winged orchids in here. Oh, there are lots of them. Over here at the top of the bank, amongst the cowslips. I think this is an early purple orchid. Looking at the flowers. So far, they've all been early purple orchids. I've seen a green one yet, a green winged one yet. Well, they're seemingly a lot more than there were last year. Well, there we are. A green winged orchid. See that unlike the earlier flower, the wings are green. And I can see it a little bit better now. If I go and do that with this with an early purple orchid, we'll see that the wings are all purple. So, green-winged orchid. Fantastic. So this is the early purple orchid, and you can see that the wings and the flowers are all sort of purpley pink. You can see them there. Not a hint of green about them at all. This orchid is quite different. Sort of pale pink flowers. I don't know what it is. You need one of these orchid experts to tell you what these things are. It's probably a variation on the early purple orchid, because there are lots of them around. There's an orange-tipped butterfly on a bluebell. I think these are Spanish bluebells glowing in this lay-by. They're enormous. They look very nice, but they're very out of place compared with the English bluebell, which is across the road. And of course they're beginning to spread down the bank. These are the native British bluebells with a nodding tops, very different colour. Unfortunately, they hybridise with the Spanish bluebell. So, although there appear to be millions of these, or billions of them, they are in fact under threat. It's a wonderful time of year. Flowers on every grass verge. And the white dead nettle. And the dandelions, they just put on such a magnificent display. Oh, every grass verge is covered with them. Absolutely stunning. It's half past 4. It's the last day of April. I think it's Tuesday. And I'm over the middle. It's 20 degrees Celsius, but very windy. So I've brought a little spinning rod with me. I've got some small maps, sort of size 1 I think it is. What's it, 3.5 grams, something like that. If I get nothing with those, then I've also brought some worms. I can use the same gear for the worms, just take the spinner off and stick hook on the worm and a couple of bits of shot. Anyway, that's the idea. So the river is incredibly low. Let's have a look at it. So many of you will be familiar with this little promontory. Yeah. Just see how low it is. Well, it seems like somebody's been on there. Whether they've been spinning or fly fishing, who knows. Interesting, because you can see almost halfway across the river. When I look down there, I can see lots of little fish. Question is, are they minnows? Before I start fishing, I think I'll wander up to the top of this big bend here and see if there's any barbel on the gravels, and maybe that oyster catcher will have nested on that gravelly bank. I cannot see any fish on there at all, just that one, just a big trout. It's just shot off downstream, having seen me probably. Now the sun is out, see a little bit better, bit of streamer weed. No barbel, no chub, no grilling. Oh, I've just disturbed a duck. It's got this nest on the bank side. It's got 12 eggs. Hopefully the crows don't find it. And magpies. There's an interesting piece of stone on here. Fossilised coral. Well, all this lot was under the sea. Oh, some incredibly noisy foreign jets just gone screaming across here, really low, sort of black with red and white stripes on it. I didn't recognise it. Anyway, I'll just give this little stretch here a go and see where we get to. It just comes off that little riffle there. It's quite deep on this corner. And it goes away down there. Haven't seen any flies, haven't seen any rising fish. I'll take the temperature of the water while I'm just standing on this little bank. Well, the water temperature is very healthy, 14 degrees Celsius. There are some fish rising. They don't look very big, but they're definitely there. Might be time just to drift a worm through them. They're not interested in a spinner at all. It's 6:20. There's a lovely trout at last. And these bunny things, buttery yellow. Well, an absolutely giant trout just jumped out of the water there, twice. It was huge. Well, it's 8:30. It's been an absolutely wonderful day. Out and about. Orchids, lots of warblers, chiff-chaffs, willow warblers, sun martins, that incredible duck's nest. I hope they all get away, they all get hatched. And a nice trout. There's been a fair number of fish rising this evening, relatively small, and a sprinkling of granum sedges coming off the water. And then to cap it all, that huge fish, it can't have been a trout. It was enormous. I wonder if it was a pike, because it was chasing something. And it obviously had one go at it, missed it, and had another go at it halfway across the river. Two great big splashes. I'm sure you'll be able to hear them on this video. Anyway, so thanks for the review up here at Midland. Take care. I'll see you again. Bye bye. Well, just I was pulling a rod in. There's a little dace. Well, it's a good sized dace in fact. Taking that worm there.